name is Kimberly. I'm from Ushered, Jamaica. When I was 10, I started an all-girls boarding school there. I remember getting there and I was pretty overwhelmed. I saw all these girls, hundreds of girls, and I just wandered really aimlessly, just trying to figure out, what I was about to do here, because growing up, I had always lived with my grandmother. I was there for 5 years, I believe. And the year I turned 13, I remember meeting this girl, and we became inseparable. I remember we even studied together, took our breaks together and everything. There were times when we were allowed to go home at least once a month. And instead of going home, I remember we would stay back just so we could spend time alone together. I think that was the first time I fell in love. I wanted to share this happiness with one of my other very good friends. And I told her about it. I'm like, I met someone and this is who it is, and this is what it feels like. This is the experience for me. And she asked me a lot of questions, and she was my friend, so I confided in her. I told her anything she wanted to know. So I just remember being in my bed one night, and I heard banging on the doors, then it flew open, and a couple of girls, they were like 2 or 3 grades ahead of me. They came and they kind of just dragged me out of bed. I literally went downstairs, no shoes on my feet, just my PJs. And when I got downstairs, I remember seeing the entire school gathered downstairs, and I remember there was just a circle, and I was kind of tossed in the middle of the circle. I remember someone asking me, like, is it true, are you a lesbian? I don't quite remember exactly if I said yes, but I know I alluded to the fact that I am a lesbian. And I just remember people started charging at me. I do remember that some girls tried to shield me and try to protect me, like, you can't do this to her here, And I remember they took me back upstairs to my dormitory. I didn't sleep that entire night because I was just thinking, like, what's about to happen tomorrow morning when I have to face the entire school. The morning I woke up and I went to class, and I felt very ostracized because you could tell that everyone knew what happened the night before. I went to the principal's office because I was asked to come to the principal's office, and she too asked me if I was a lesbian. I told her, yes, I am a lesbian. I have known for many, many years. And I just remember her saying to me, well, what would your grandmother think if she knew you were a lesbian? And I just remember crying because my grandmother, who was a devout Christian, I couldn't very well tell her that, hey, Grandma, I'm a lesbian. Nonetheless, it was a fort weekend, and typically I would not go home. I would stay with my best friend. But this fort weekend, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go home. So I remember going home to my grandmother, and she was asking me what's wrong because I was still, visibly in distress. I told her, everything is fine. And I told her that, my dad, I'm gonna migrate to the United States by the end of the year, but I was thinking, it'd be a good idea to leave maybe in 2 weeks. And she didn't question it. I did feel like my life was in danger. So for my own safety, I decided to speed the process up and migrate to the United States. My first day of high school here, I wore a skirt, and it was very uncomfortable, but I'm like, you know what, I'm playing this part, and no one is gonna know about my past, so this is what I'm gonna do. And I did that for maybe a week. It became very uncomfortable, and I stopped and resorted to, dressing like a tomboy, because that's the way I was most comfortable. During high school, I met this guy, and we started talking on the phone, and I was living with my dad and his wife at the time, and she picked up the phone and heard me talking to this boy, and I don't know if it was malicious or she was concerned, but she told my dad, just like your stepmother told me that you were on the phone with the boy, so we just need to have a conversation about this. I think you're too young to have a boyfriend. And, I just came from Jamaica. He's questioned me about this, and I was just like, Daddy, I'm gay, you don't have to worry about anything. He was like, well, at least you won't get pregnant. Let's go to breakfast. And I thought, okay, like that's it. There's no like, you're not gonna penalize me or anything. You're not gonna like tell me to pray it away, like pray the gay away or anything. We went to breakfast, we talked, we laughed, and he kind of just asked me like, when did you know? And I'm telling him that I've known as early as I could remember. He's never judged me. He's always supported me. We're like best friends to this day. Ever since I moved to the United States, I've never felt, personally, I've never felt ostracized. I've never felt ridiculed. I've never felt judged. It just feels like a safe space that I'm in. I graduated high school. I graduated college. I'm going to take my national counseling exam by the end of this month to help people like me, like help people that went through the same thing that I went through. I'll be a licensed professional counselor. My target community will be the LGBTQ plus community. It's a good feeling that I can, be a support system for people that are going through the same thing that I went through back then when I was growing up. And interestingly enough, I don't know, I guess things come full circle. The person that I confided in when I was in high school, she actually reached out to me 2 days ago on the 11th to apologize. I embraced her. I wasn't upset. I didn't brush her off. In fact, I gave her my phone number, like if you ever need to talk about anything, you can reach out to me. I'll be there for you, and I forgive you. Even after all these years, she still reached out to me, embraced me, validated what I was feeling back then. So I was thankful, grateful even, that she reached out to me. I mean, in my case, I had my dad who supported me, but even if you don't have a family that supports you, you'll be surprised how many like-minded people there are out there that will support you. There are many people that are going through something similar, that you are, but you'll never know. There's a lot of connectedness among people that you meet every day. And even though you don't have support system, like a family support system, there are people that will support you.